guys, it's Erin with TBS and I am back today to bring you another Helm tip and trick. And today we're going to be going over the Worklist tab as well as logging a new task. And logging a task is basically logging any maintenance item that needs to be done on the vessel. So check it out and let me know if you have any questions. Alright guys, so today we are going to be talking about this Worklist tab right here as well as logging a new task. It is kind of a dual video, but we want to make sure that we touch on both items. Remember, the Worklist tab is mostly for our TBS customers. It's something that we've built into every single one of your environments. So we really want to make sure that you understand how to use this tab and what belongs in this tab. And it's basically going to be all of your task maintenance items, anything, any corrective action that comes from an audit or an inspection, a failed item, or a new task, or when something is broken or not working. So we're going to show you how to log the new task first. We're going to click Log Task. And then once that loads, we get this awesome Log a New Task box. So we're going to go through all of these little boxes because there are quite a few in here just to make sure you understand, everything that goes into logging a task. The biggest thing with this task description, which is our first big box, is you need to make sure that you are being very descriptive of what the nonconformity or deficiency is. If you just put is broken, needs to be fixed, needs to be painted, it is not going to pull up the information that you need when you come to look at this later on. Or if you assign it to somebody else, they're not going to know what needs to be fixed or what needs to be painted. So we want to be very descriptive in what we type into our description box. My go-to example is a broken handrail, so I'm just going to stick with that for now. And to the right of that, we have our severity levels. So you have red, orange, and yellow. We like to say that our red is our critical pieces of equipment. Basically, this is a no-sale item. You should not be working if something that is a critical piece of equipment is broken. With orange, we like to say you have 0 to 60 days to fix it, and yellow would be 60 and above. You can use whatever time frame you want. That's just kind of the generic of what we see out in the field on a day-to-day basis. Now, this item is not required, but you are more than welcome to put it in there. Tags, I like to refer it to as kind of like a hashtag. So a keyword that you could come back and find this task if you wanted to later on down the road. So I'm going to just type in handrail. That's going to be my keyword. You do have to select who is creating the task. Location. This is optional. If you have locations built into your system, you are more than welcome to select one of maybe where the broken handrail broke, where you found it, where you are to get it fixed. It can be any of those items. So I'm just going to select the first one so we have a location in there. The asset I cannot change. If you notice, this little stop sign kind of comes up, and that's because I'm working in the asset of the C&M Marine office already, so I cannot change that. You can also select a component. So usually your component tree would be listed right here. I'm working with an office asset, so there's no component tree built in here, but you can select your steering systems or your generators or your engines, anything that would attach to whatever you are putting in that is broken. Your broken handrail isn't really attached to a component or a piece of machinery, so we don't really need to put a component in for this task description anyways. The biggest part of this entire task is making sure that we put it in the Worklist tab. It's already showing the Worklist because we're underneath this Worklist tab, but if we were logging this under the engine log or the wheelhouse, we would want to make sure that we always click the Worklist for it to be shown in. We're wanting to move all of the maintenance items and every single maintenance task that we have into the Worklist tab so that it doesn't bog down your wheelhouse and engine room task to-do lists. It can get really overwhelming when you see you've got 5 forms to do, but you have 20 maintenance tasks on top of that you're really just trying to find your safety, your forms, your meetings, your inspections. So that's why we're separating it out for you. So it's a little bit more easier to find your maintenance items and what needs to be done. So always select the Worklist tab. We're then going to go and assign it to a sector of the company. So we can assign it to the shore side, we can assign it to the vessel or the asset itself, or we can assign it to dry dock. If we no longer have to keep tablets and notepads and keep it in our heads of everything that needs to be done 5 years down the road, we can assign it to dry dock right away. And when we get into dry dock, we can pull that information right out and get that list going of everything that we've seen throughout the past 5 years that need to be fixed. So right now I'm going to assign this broken handrail to the shore side because I need my port captain to go get a welder to come out to the vessel to fix it. We're going to go ahead and assign it to somebody on the shore side so that they can come out and get that welder to the vessel. So I'm just going to select the first person on the list. It's going to be Augusto. So now that I've put Augusto's name in here, he is going to get an email notification basically saying that he has been assigned a task. That way he knows that he needs to schedule a welder to come out and fix that broken handrail. I can also schedule multiple people to this task so that multiple people get the email, depending on what the task is and depending on what you need for the vessel. You can put a scheduled and a due date in here if you would like to. I highly just be careful of that. You don't want to put a due date in here and then it becomes 290 days down the road and the Coast Guard's on your boat and they're like, okay, well, why do you have a task that's overdue by 290 days? So you just want to make sure that you're very careful about the due dates. And if you do set a due date, that you're very careful about checking up on that task to make sure that it is completed. And at the top, there are a few little tabs that we're going to kind of go over. Again, you can do a due date and a scheduled date for this task to be fixed. It's completely up to you. This kind of goes along with the due date side of it. So if you would like to access this, you completely can. With the notes, this is kind of a really cool feature. So let's just say that you do have that broken handrail, but Augusto has been notified on the shore side and he has already contacted a welder to come out to the vessel to fix that broken handrail, but it's going to take a day or two. So you can say contacted welder will be coming out 0904. And that way it's letting the vessel know that somebody is coming out and that it has been handled, as well as if a Coast Guard or TPO comes on the vessel and they want to see this task and the kind of status of it, you know, is it being fixed? Is it being worked on? Now you have a note from somebody in the office saying that they will be coming out on September 4th. It also tells you the day and time that it's been posted by and who posted it, so everybody can see this information. You can also attach a picture. So if you want to take a picture of that broken handrail and you want to attach it so that Augusto can see it to make sure that A, he understands what needs to be fixed, and then B, after the welder comes out, you want to show Augusto the work that the welder did to make sure that you guys got your money's worth and that it's actually fixed, you can do that. You just hit the attach button and you can attach it right from your computer. Or if you're using your phone, when you hit the attach button, it'll pull up your camera right from your phone. So you can just take a picture really quick that way as well. You can also link a document. So basically, if you have a machinery manual or a policy in Helm already that you would like to link to this specific task, you can do that as well. So if we want to link section 7 for vessel operations, we can. We can just click that and hit link. Okay. So once we are finished with filling out our task and we want Augusto, we want Antonio to see this task, we want it to be fixed, all we're going to do is we're going to hit create task. Just have to give a second to load. Once it has loaded, it's going to show you that it's been assigned to shoreside. It has 2 assignees. It lets us know that this is a low severity item, that's a low task, and it shows us that it's right here in our Worklist tab. Now we can click on this task and we can go ahead and close it out right from here. So our welder came out, he fixed the broken handrail, it's all good. We want to close it out now. So we can hit finish. We can say that our task was resolved by, let's just do audit view. Say that the broken handrail was fixed, and you can put any description that you want in here. When it was resolved, you can fix the time and date as well. You cannot go future, obviously, but you can go past in the previous time and dates. We're going to hit finish task, and then right here on the right hand side and at the bottom, it lets us know that it's been finished. It's been finished by audit view, the time and the date, and what the task was. If I click on that specific task, it'll take me into the history tab and it'll show me that specific task that was just logged into history as being finished once this little propeller goes around and loads this page. That's the basic functions of the work list and logging a task. And you can see right here, now we have it in history that it has been all completed. It's got our notes, it's got our linked documents, it's got the severity, it's got the activity of who was logging what, and then it also has the location, who it was assigned to, and the description is still up here, logged broken handrail. Okay. And the last thing I just wanted to show you is that, again, anything that you log for a failed item, a deficiency, a nonconformity, it just all needs to go back into this Worklist tab. It's going to keep your to-do list for your safety and compliance, for your safety quizzes and your drills and your daily inspections, all very clean from one another so that you don't feel overwhelmed when you're working within the system. And if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I am available whenever you need me. And I hope this was a helpful and useful video.